If I completely collapse and go to zero and everybody here and all of social and all of internet says, see, he was full of shit, he wasn't good, I generally wouldn't care. I just have no interest in living my life based on other people's opinions. And also, I'm thankful for playing. Like, the cost of entry of being an entrepreneur is having ridiculously difficult days. You want to live your life on your own terms? Of course it should be hard. Otherwise, we'd all be doing it. Most people spend money on dumb things, which then forces them to do things they don't want. So step number one for most people in here, they should sell their home, take the money, and go rent. Return their BMW and get a Toyota. And that's why, and honestly, that becomes the vulnerability. Why do you own a BMW? 98% of people that buy a Mercedes or BMW likes what it makes other people think of them, not that they like it. And that $487 a month versus what they really need, which is $100 a month, is why they have a job they hate, because they're paying for a life that means nothing. I mean it. I have never been able to really get down on business because I basically make pretend in my mind when something awful happens in business that instead of this awful thing that happened, we had a great day, but I got a phone call that one of the 10 people I love the most died in a horrific accident, and it just wakes me up and puts me in perspective. I have business in a very big perspective. I am unbelievably not interested in money. I do not validate myself. I'm not interested in flashy shit. I'm into the game. Money is great, it's fine, it rewards a lot of opportunity, but the stress is easy when you don't have your emotions wrapped up in the success of your business. Like, I love doing business. Like, the reason I garage sale or go do a week at a baseball card show is because I love the process, not the gifts that are given to me personally from the business. So the stress that I get from business is extremely low because I'm not scared to go to zero. And that, if you go deeper, is grounded in the fact that I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. First of all, the idea of hype in social media is already the problem. If you're looking for something quick, short, viral, you're always gonna lose. This is a game of consistent output. You put in a ton of work, right? All the things people didn't see on the field. Everything that people see now on TV, when you made that transition, you put in a lot of work. There wasn't some random thing you did that made you go viral or get drafted. It was day in and day out, day in and day out. And that's the answer for hype. To understand, it is self-awareness. You don't need to be nothing but who you actually are. Don't follow the trends. Don't see what's cool and try to be that. Don't be it because you look up to somebody or because your dad or mom did it or because you heard it made money. Just figure out how to be happy. Even that example, I don't even fully love it because I talk about who would make more money between a number 1 entrepreneur or the number 78 Facebook executive. And as I just watched that, I was like, fuck the money shit. Like, who's gonna be happier? Get happy. Like, if you're a teacher and you don't like how much money comes along with it, I promise you, you should be a fucking teacher and enjoy that life and figure out how to live your lifestyle within the means of that salary. Aim for fucking happiness. You don't have to be shit besides what's in your fucking soul. Go live that life. Procrastination killing so many people. Procrastination is actually amazing. It's a revealer, it's a spotlight. It means that you don't want to do that shit. Now here's the real bomb. That's okay. Stop beating yourself up. Like, it means that you just don't want to do it. Like, I don't fucking want to put up a fucking painting, so I'll procrastinate that shit for months. But in my business and in my work and the things I love to do, I'll do it in a fucking second. Procrastination is a revealer of your truth. Do not beat yourself up because you're not in the mood to do that homework or make that fucking dish to eat or fucking accomplish that thing you need to or post that 3rd piece of content that day. Stop judging yourself. Stop beating yourself up. It's okay. Procrastination is the indication that maybe you should switch some shit up. The only time I'm stressed out, depressed, anxious, businessman Gary V, is when people aren't treating each other well in my organization. It kills me. Culture. That stresses the shit out of me. I got a text last night around a brush up of 2 employees at 10:50, and it took me 10 minutes to be, that upsets me. Getting a text that says XYZ client fired us for $1 million doesn't even register. The money part, fuck the money part. The happiness part, it was the same reason I was bad at candor. I don't like negativity, so I wasn't able to lead with candor. I don't like negativity around people, so when they're fighting with each other, I get upset. That's why I spend so much time on HR. I'm doing what I'm good at and what I love. There's people that don't get anxious when they ski, when they garden. There's people who don't get anxious and aren't upset and never burn out from playing tennis or golf. My love is my work. As a kid, I shoveled snow. I washed cars. I did baseball cards. This is the thing that people haven't connected yet. There's a group of us who just love the process of doing business. It's not about the money, it's about the game, the way people look at gardening and skiing and swimming. I'll give you an example. My mother's flow is being a mother. My sister was anxious being a mother because her flow was also working, but she thought you had to stay home like my mom. Once my sister created balance between now she's a real estate agent and a mother, she's in her flow. So for my mom, being a mom 24/7 was sheer happiness, no exhaustion. For my sister, because it wasn't purity, an hour of laundry was devastating. For a lot of people that work, it's not their flow, so it's terrible. For me, it's my flow. I promise you with my entire soul that the regret of not trying to go to film school one day will completely feel worse and will last forever versus the fear you have of being scared or not fitting in. The amount of people that make decisions that are a decision of the moment to not realize the counter that comes from it is going to be something that sits with them forever versus the temporary of the feeling they have now is extraordinary. Your concern about, fitting in is just your insecurity around your own people skills or who you put on a pedestal of what you think the students are going to be like when you get there. I promise you, Julius, you will find your people. Don't worry about how many friends you have. Worry about having one and bringing value to that friend. You don't need many. And the reality is you should definitely not stop chasing your dream because of the concern of the interpersonal relationships that you may find there, especially when you get to simplicity. People are like, Gary, I want to change the world. I want to touch 1 billion people. Why don't you just focus on touching one person? Bring value to one person. If this video brings you, Julius, and one other person watching right now, Karen, big shout out, one other person, an enormous amount of value that gives them the courage, the oomph to go and do something about it and then live a happier life, then I'm good, period. Forget about every other piece of content I've ever made in my life and every piece of content I'm gonna make for the rest of my life. That's what I think.